Are dreams just random images fired from an unconscious brain during sleep? Or something much more important, like life-saving inner guidance? How dreams can be healing and early warning tools for disease, financial crisis, or success. And love is still one of the behavioral science's greatest unanswered questions. Hello, I'm your host, author Kat O'Keefe Kanavos. Welcome to Dreaming Healing, where dreams and cutting-edge scientific research meet on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 radio network. Dreaming Healing is every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, when you can call in and ask Kat questions about your amazing dreams. Talk on air. Call toll-free, 833-220-1200. That's 833-220-1200. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Dreaming Healing on Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. I'm your host, Kat Kanavos, but my friends all call me Kat, so I hope you will too. If you are just listening to this show and you'd like to see us, I've got Kelly Sullivan Walden on with me today, so that, you might want to go and see this show instead of just listening. You can Google me, Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. Click on it. It will take you to my website. If you look up in the left-hand corner, you'll see some little black buttons. Click the one that says radio show. It'll take you to my website on Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. Look for the little TV with the antennae, really cute. Click on that and you'll get to see us as well as hear us. So welcome to Dreaming Healing. We are going to be talking about how a crisis is a terrible thing to waste. When I first saw Kelly's book, I was like, what? And then I thought about it and I thought, you know what? That's great. So we're going to be talking about why you don't want to waste a crisis. So how many of you have ever had a heartbreak or misfortunes? They can really be debilitating. You don't want to eat, you can't sleep. That's crisis. But our guest tonight, author Kelly Sullivan Walden, says a crisis is a terrible thing to waste. Is she kidding? No. Kelly Sullivan Walden is serious and has a method to this madness called OGLE, O-G-L-E. And she's here to share. But first, let's start the show with our protection meditation. So for those of you who are brand new to this show, just follow my voice. Just relax, follow my voice. If you're driving in the car right now listening to this show, don't close your eyes. This meditation will still work. Okay? Great. All right. So I want you to get comfortable in your chair. Just sink down deep into your chair. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. And these breaths of life are what we're going to use to collect the negativity that's within us. And we're going to blow it out across the room into the purple flame of Saint Germain and turn it into beautiful golden light. Okay? So sit deep, kind of roll your shoulders and relax. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. Imagine any negativity from the past week that you saw or heard, getting in that breath of life. Like little pieces of pepper. Blow it across the room into the purple flame of Saint Germain, where you see it suddenly turn into beautiful golden light that goes up through the stars, up past the moon, past the sun, up to heaven, makes a U-turn, comes right back down into your 7th chakra, filling your body with golden light. Take another deep breath in. Hold it. Imagine any negativity that you may have done during the week, something you said to someone, something you did to someone, getting caught up in that breath of life. See it in there. Blow it out right across into the purple flame of Saint Germain. See it turned into beautiful golden light going up into the heavens, making a U-turn, coming right back down as fast as the speed of thought into your chakras, aligning, vibrating all of your chakras. You feel them vibrating in your legs all the way down to your feet. One more time. One big breath in. Any negativity that may bother you from when you were a child, put it into that breath of life. Blow it out across the room into the purple flame of Saint Germain. Let it turn into golden light. Go up into the universe, up into the heavens, turn around, come right back down into your chakras, filling your body. Now imagine holding a power gift in your hand. Your power gift can be anything that is powerful with love. It can be your favorite rock, your favorite stone, your favorite food, a gift given to you of jewelry, anything that's the power of love. Imagine swinging it all around your body and creating this beautiful mirrored bubble all around you, filled with that golden light, still coming down from heaven into your chakras, filling up your bubble. Breathing in that golden light, filling up your lungs with golden energy. Only that which is of the highest and best, and brought by your spirit guides, may enter that bubble. Anything else is reflected right back from whence it came. We wish it so, and therefore it is. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Feel yourself returning to your body. And we're going to welcome our guest, Kelly Sullivan Walden. Welcome to the show, Kelly.
Thank you, Kat. It's so good to be with you. God, that felt so good. I'm so relaxed. I might just go into a little nap, a little cat nap.
Okay. Tell our audience, for those of you who don't know you, and they've got to be living on another planet if they don't, but all the same, we're going to tell them a little bit about you. Kelly Sullivan Walden is also known as Dr. Dream. She's an international best-selling author of 10 books. She's an award-winning dream expert, an interfaith minister, a certified clinical hypnotherapist, a practitioner of religious science, an inspirational speaker, and a workshop facilitator who shares her 4-step OGLE process. And she's going to be sharing that with us today. If you'd like to know more about her, you can go to her website, kellysullivanwalden.com, KELLYSULLIV as in Victor, ANWALDEN. If you're watching us live now, or even in the reruns for this show, you'll see her name right underneath her beautiful face, and you can research her that way. Also, on the Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network website page that I have, you can go to that website page by just Googling Dreaming Healing, and her links are live. All of the links are live on that page. So you can go there and click on her website and just have fun on her website, because, hey, she is a fun person. And you know she's got to be fun if she's sitting in a pile of mud with mud all over her, drinking tea for her cover. So Kelly, did I leave anything out in your bio that you'd like to share with our audience also?
Oh my God, that I am a personal dear friend of yours. So I think that should go right at the top. I'm my book got featured this week in Women's World magazine. So it's the nonfiction book of the week for Women's World magazine, which just happened. It just came out. I don't even have my copy yet. But yay. I'm
Wonderful,
excited.
wonderful. Everybody go get that magazine. Get that magazine now. Now, you know, that's a magazine that you has been featuring you as a dream expert for quite a
No,
while.
that was First for Women, and I had a column with First for Women for many, many years, and I no longer do. But Women's World, it's in the same family. It's in the Bauer Publishing, and now they've kind of switched owners. But Women's World, people often confuse them. But Women's World's a little bit bigger, and it's the January 30th issue. So in some stores, the February 6th version's already out, but you can always buy it online,
Hey,
whatever.
run out to the store when you get in the milk. Grab a
Exactly.
couple of tickets. Yeah, it's right
Exactly.
there up where the magazines are as you're checking out. It's right
Yes.
there. One.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
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 at
for
most
sure.
aisles. But it's so good to be with you, honey. Thank you so much for having me. And you could have easily been the poster child on the cover of my book. I talk about you all the time when I'm doing interviews. I mean, you're like one of my favorite stories to tell as an example of if I get to do another book, I'm going to include you in this. I mean, if I do another book along this line
Right.
of a crisis is a terrible thing to waste, because you have had your share of crises and you didn't waste them. You turned that mud into a mountaintop, and
Hey,
here
just
you.
put it all over your face. Draw out
It's an
all.
exfoliator. Yeah, yeah. And it was real mud in that photo shoot. It was not photoshopped. That was real mud, a real mud puddle.
Yeah, and I can see your hair is wet. Kelly, can you hold your book up so everybody can see it next to your
Yeah.
beautiful face?
Yeah, you have an advanced reader's copy. Oh, I don't know if you can see it with my little background here. Let me take my background off and then people can see the real thing. Okay, that might take a minute. Yeah. Well, give
You know
me
what?
I don't know.
Put it right over your face for a couple
I'm gonna
seconds.
let you do it. I can't take my background off.
Oh,
Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay.
okay.
Now here's the real background. Ta-da. Ta-da. Can people see that now?
Oh, I love it. You know what I love about this book? It reminds me of when you came up to Cape Cod to stay with me and we were rowing
Yes.
down the water. We had mud all over us. When I saw
Oh.
this color, I was like, oh my gosh, that reminds me of Cape Cod.
When we went oyster shucking.
We did.
Oh, that was
We
so
shucked
much fun.
and we shucked them, and you know we were covered in muck. I mean, it was so
Oh,
mucky. It was
that was so
wonderful.
fun. It's so bougie to be in Cape Cod, but we're all grunged out, and I never had oysters Rockefeller before. I had no idea. And we made them together. That was talk about like not letting something go to waste. I mean, that was a beautiful thing. But
Really.
we actually met because of your crisis that showed up in a dream and your dreaming
Mhm,
healing as a result
mhm.
of that. So we wouldn't even know each other if it wasn't for the what you went through. So I'm so grateful that you didn't waste that crisis. Thank
Yeah.
God.
So our friendship is basically what you talk about here in your book. And we have to take a break in 2 minutes. But
Yeah.
what I want to ask you before we take the break is, how did you come up with this incredible title?
It was, I've heard a few people say it. I think I got to interview Marianne Williamson a couple years ago, and I believe she said it, but there's a bunch of people that have said like an education is a terrible thing to waste. And it just started to become a crisis is a terrible thing to waste, just started to become like a motto of mine. It was really during COVID because there were so many people, I mean, horrible things going on, but so many people also having breakthroughs and having incredible insights and finding their life purpose. And it's kind of like, we're all going to go, like you said before, like we've all had our heart broken. We've all had something happen to us
Mhm.
that's we didn't expect, that was painful. And it's not what happens to us, it's what we do with it that counts. So just feels like it sums up everything that I'm about.
And it doesn't, You know, who doesn't have a crisis at some
Yeah,
point in your life? If you've never ever had a crisis, if you've never had a heartbreak where you broke up
right.
with somebody you were absolutely insanely in love with,
Hmm.
you know, this book is still for you because you're going to have it.
Well, everybody's had one. I have not met, I don't know anybody unless they're like five that hasn't had one yet. I mean, if you're an adult, let's say past the age of 30, then something's happened that didn't go your way. Even, and some of us are really sensitive. So it doesn't have to be a like catastrophic thing. It can be a tiny little thing that could devastate us. I mean, one dirty look or one non-look. There's so many different variations of it, from tiny crises to the big capital C crises.
Yeah,
So and everything in between.
absolutely. Well, we got to take a break. Don't go away. We are talking with Kelly Sullivan Walden, who has just published her latest book, Beyond Words. A crisis is a terrible thing to waste. When we come back, we're going to talk about some of the crises she went through. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
What if dreams can diagnose your life? What if we can meet the love of our life in dreams? Join host Kat O'Keefe Kanavos, the #1 internationally best-selling author of Dreams That Can Save Your Life, written with Duke University medical doctor Larry Burke. Dreaming Healing is where we'll explore dreams, research, and interpret dreams from you, the caller. Dreaming Healing shows can be heard every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Are miracles real? Can you move from mayhem to miracles? 30 prominent authors say yes as they share their high fives and down lows of challenges, abuse, addiction, and love. Experience hope, the magic elixir of miracles, through the personal stories of New York Times bestselling authors James Redfield, Dr. Bernie Siegel, Sister Jenna, Reverend Temple Hayes, and many more. If you like bestsellers, chaos to clarity, and crappy to happy, you'll love crying and laughing through mayhem to miracles. Sacred stories of transformational hope. Available now on Amazon and in bookstores worldwide.
Did you know that every word you speak matters? What you say and how you say it can make or break a relationship or shift the outcome of any situation. Are your conversations making a difference? Faith in God, gratitude, authenticity, and giving are Teresa Velarde's heart. It's in this spirit that she's focused on making a difference in the lives she's blessed to touch. Conversations That Make a Difference is now on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network every Tuesday at 5 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Time, with live call-in shows every first and third Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern.
World facing annihilation, a miraculous African nun rises to become the first female pope through a web of war, murder, and betrayal. Loved by some, hated by many, she becomes the deadly target of Islamic terrorists and her own cardinals as she introduces a new vision that will either save humanity or accelerate its destruction. 4 people must race against a nuclear holocaust to learn her astonishing secret. Pope Annalisa is available at petercanova.com, Amazon, and other online booksellers and bookstores worldwide.
This is Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
Welcome back to Dreaming Healing. I'm your host, Kat Kanavos, and we have Kelly Sullivan Walden with us right now. You just heard her, kind of trying to catch my attention. So I'm going to ask her, what, Kelly? What?
Honestly, I thought we had a break. I was going to go to the little girl's room, but I'll just go right here in my pants, so that's okay. Here we go.
Priceless. Don't waste it.
I'm just right in the middle of a crisis as we speak. No, I've got a micro bladder, so I'm like, okay, but that's TMI. Speaking of TMI, my whole book is full of TMI. I should have just called it #TMI. It's it's like I can't believe I've put this out there. It's kind of like your journal all of a sudden becoming published. It's like, what did I? So yeah.
I really write that? Oh my gosh, what are they going to think of me when they read it? They're going to love you more.
Well, we'll knock on wood. So far, so good. But I've been girding my loins for the moment where some people are like, Kelly, we're just gonna, you're not invited to the party. You're officially uninvited to the club. But I figure I only want people to, if they say they love me or they like me, I want it to be because they really know me. So it's instead of just I've been a world-class people pleaser my whole life, kind of having this intuition about what version of me to present in order to get the love or the accolades or the whatever it is. And by definition, that means that there's a whole bunch of me left out in the closet. And I had some woman, there was somebody that I was working with, and she had been very open about her kind of scandalous past. And this woman that I was working with doing a nonprofit program said, oh my God, we can't work with her because of this. And I thought, oh my God, if you only knew me, like you probably wouldn't want to be working with me. By the way, I don't want to work with somebody that would say, well, unless you have this pristine, squeaky clean life, I don't want you. I don't want you if you don't want me. So I only want the people. It's like what's that Dr. Seuss saying? Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. So I really want to, even if I have to narrow my circle down, I want it to be authentic. And I also feel like I want it to inspire people to live more authentically, because who has time for the BS? Life is short. Let's just be ourselves. All of the funky and the chunky and the monkey and the holy and the guacamole, like it's all beautiful.
It is. And it's part of the crisis. Sometimes a crisis like that will let you know who your real friends are, because we have fair weather friends and we have the down and dirty that get in the mud with you friends who will dig out those oysters and throw them on the grill. We don't care. We're going to take a shower after we eat because it smells too good. Those
or
are the
not.
That you want to keep with you. You want people who are going to celebrate you, even in crisis, not tolerate you. So I always tell people all the time, if you're not celebrating me and just tolerating me, let's move on.
But the interesting thing is that it's really, it's more of an inside job than an outside job. I mean, honestly, I talk about how I only want people to love me if they know the real thing. But the truth is, just like from a dream perspective, there is no they, there is no them. Everyone in our dream is an aspect of ourselves, it's what Carl Jung used to say. So I've gotten in the habit, and I'm sure you have too in many ways, looking at dreams from the perspective of it. These are all aspects of myself. I don't need to argue or fight or fix anybody external, because there is no external. There's a whole microcosm of the entire universe happening in here. So maybe the they that I thought would hate me so much was my inner committee that was so judgmental and trying to get me to toe the line. So really, this has been a process of me shining a light on my flaws. And I'm sure, and there's others that could fill several more volumes of more books that aren't included in this book. But I feel like I'm in the process as we speak in real time of being in this laboratory of self-love that comes from me revealing what is painful, difficult, what I might have considered ugly, and saying, can I love this? And if I look for what's lovable about my jealousy, my insecurity, my name it, then, and if I find what's beautiful about it myself, then I'm not as concerned about whether the masses out there are going to love me, because they probably more apt to love me if I'm already loving myself.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
think.
right.
We'll see.
And who I know so many people who love every single aspect of themselves. I know that I'm very critical about things with me, and
Right?
I
Yeah.
realize that those things are important. And just to touch on something, when I was going through my crisis, I'm a 3-time breast cancer survivor, and my
Yeah.
dreams guided me all through that. And
Thank
my
God.
doctors, I loved my doctors, don't get me wrong, but the dreams found the illness. The pathology reports then confirmed the dream, so it was a little bit different. But in one dream, Kelly, I remember this, and it's actually in my book. In this dream, in this book, I had lost all my hair with chemotherapy, and I loved to sleep because in my dreams, I didn't feel like I had to wear my wig. I didn't have to wear a hat. My head wasn't cold. All this stuff, it was okay. And in the dream, all of my inner selves that I had met throughout my dreams, my inner selves worked together through the dreams to keep me well and sane.
Alive,
This
right?
one boy named Billy, who would constantly show up in my dreams, was mentally challenged. It's what they used to call retarded. And he was a teenager. And I had a lot of teenagers in my dreams. And they were very protective of Billy. And Billy walked up to me in the dream. We were all riding our bikes together down on the beach. And he said, "Where's your hair? Why don't you have any hair?" In the dream. And it just shocked me. And I was so angry at him. And I said, "How can you ask me this in the dream? How can you ruin my dream like this?" And the teenagers all got around Billy and they said, "Billy, remember, we talked about this and we decided we were all going to go without hair too." And boom, their hair was gone. And I stopped, I looked at them all. They're all standing there looking at me. And I said to one of the teenage girls, I said, "Why would I have Billy in our group?" And she looked at me and she said, "Because he never lies. He only tells the truth, no matter how painful."
Oh, that's so good.
He's in us.
Yes.
Who are going to tell us that painful truth and ask those painful questions. So when we
It's
have
so
that,
true.
it's not, you don't want to waste it. You don't want to
Right.
waste your Billy.
What if dreams can diagnose your life? What if we can meet the love of our life in dreams? Join host Kat O'Keefe Kanavos, the #1 internationally best-selling author of Dreams That Can Save Your Life, written with Duke University medical doctor Larry Burke. Dreaming Healing is where we'll explore dreams, research, and interpret dreams from you, the caller. Dreaming Healing shows can be heard every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Are miracles real? Can you move from mayhem to miracles? 30 prominent authors say yes as they share their high fives and down lows of challenges, abuse, addiction, and love. Experience hope, the magic elixir of miracles, through the personal stories of New York Times bestselling authors James Redfield, Dr. Bernie Siegel, Sister Jenna, Reverend Temple Hayes, and many more. If you like bestsellers, chaos to clarity, and crappy to happy, you'll love crying and laughing through mayhem to miracles. Sacred stories of transformational hope. Available now on Amazon and in bookstores worldwide.
Did you know that every word you speak matters? What you say and how you say it can make or break a relationship or shift the outcome of any situation. Are your conversations making a difference? Faith in God, gratitude, authenticity, and giving are Teresa Velarde's heart. It's in this spirit that she's focused on making a difference in the lives she's blessed to touch. Conversations That Make a Difference is now on syndicated Dreamvision 7 radio network every Tuesday at 5 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Time, with live call-in shows every first and third Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern.
In a world facing annihilation, a miraculous African nun rises to become the first female pope through a web of war, murder, and betrayal. Loved by some, hated by many, she becomes the deadly target of Islamic terrorists and her own cardinals as she introduces a new vision that will either save humanity or accelerate its destruction. 4 people must race against a nuclear holocaust to learn her astonishing secret. Pope Annalisa is available at petercanova.com, Amazon, and other online booksellers and bookstores worldwide.
This is Dreamvision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
Exactly. And even if it's, a character in the dream that's chasing you. I used to have so many chasing dreams. I was running. I mean, I should be skin and bones. It was all the running I did in my dreams. And it turns out I was running from me. I was running from my shadow self, my painful memories, my pain and the things that I thought were so unlovable. And it's all me. And getting to know these characters. One of them, in one of my dreams, I might have shared this with you, I was being chased by an albino lumberjack cyclops. So one eye in the middle of his head, bright white, with like an axe and like a flannel shirt, and I'm like, why are you trying to kill me? And he says, I'm trying to protect you. He had single-minded vision about what could hurt me, and he was chopping, not me. He wasn't chopping me, but he was chopping the energy around me that was negative. And I'm like, oh my God, you're my ally. So now I think about this giant lumberjack albino cyclops, and I think fondly. I think, thank God for him. Thank God for him.
He's got your back.
He's got my back. He's not the most sociable person. He's not somebody you want to hang out with at a party, but God, does he serve a good purpose? They all do. So this, how to transform the tragic into magic, whether it be in a nighttime dream or a waking dream, is to be a little curious and don't assume we know. Don't assume that, I mean, we often will, and I'll do this myself. I'll assume that the reason somebody is acting the way they do is because there's something wrong with me, because they don't love me, they don't like me, they're trying to kill me. But if I ask, I'm always surprised, whether it's even in waking life. My husband the other day, oh my God, this is maybe way too TMI, but he, do we have time? Oops, no, we're saved by the bell. Oh, I mean, literally in bed, like when we're sleeping, I'm like a spider monkey. I have to be all wrapped up like this. And if he breaks away from me, it's like I become like Fatal Attraction. Like, where are you going? What are you doing? Like, I literally, this primal self is like, he doesn't love me. And it's like, wait, he had a crick in his neck. He had to turn the other way. It's when I inquire, it's not because he doesn't love me. It's never because he or she or they don't love me. It's because they're protecting themselves. They're doing something that they have a right to do, that is basically, it would be a smarter question. How is this person trying to take care of their own need? And it might have nothing to do with me. So there you go.
Yes. And we know taking care of your own need, put that mask on your face first, and then the other people.
Exactly. We want them to. We don't want people to just drop like flies because they're trying to take care of us, like I've done in the past as a people pleaser, putting my needs way aside and trying to think about other people and then running out of oxygen and wondering why, and then going from being the victim, being the martyr, to all of a sudden becoming the biatch. I don't know if I can cuss. but you know, there's a fine line.
Yeah. So we're getting ready to go to break in just a couple minutes, but I want our audience to know how they can find your book and how they can find you. So can you share with us how we can get your amazing book?
Thank you. You can get A Crisis is a Terrible Thing to Waste, The Art of Transforming the Tragic into Magic, wherever books are sold. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million. You can even go to the Beyond Words Publishing website, and Simon & Schuster as well. They're distributing it, which is awesome. Or I always suggest that people go to, if there's a brick and mortar store nearby, any of the spiritual bookstores, go there first if you can. But of course, online, I buy so much online, so I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't say that. But also you can go to my website, kellysullivanwalden.com, and Kat spelled it out. It's my name with a .com after it. And if you sign up on the homepage of my website, put your name and email address, I've got several gifts to give you. And one of them is the introduction to the book, so that you can check out whether or not you like it before you buy it. And there's some other free giveaway goodies that I have there. Also, I'm offering a trip to Costa Rica. I have a luxury trip to Costa Rica that's happening in June. It'll be mostly a dream centric trip, but it's about a crisis is a terrible thing to waste. So I want people to bring whatever challenge they've been grappling with, whether it be a short-term issue or something they've been focused on for a long, long time, and bring it to the retreat, and with the intent to alchemize it, to come home with solid gold and leave all the muddy stuff behind.
Oh, I love that thought. I just love that thought.
You should come with me, Kat. Oh my God, that'd be so fun.
When is this?
June 6th through the 13th.
Okay, I'll put it on my calendar. I'll see if I can make that work. I mean,
that'd be amazing.
I don't think Costa Rica is that far from Florida. Maybe you should fly down to Florida first.
I know. I know. Hey, we're just going to blend our itineraries. I'd love that. That'd be awesome.
All right. So when we come back, we're getting ready to take a break. When we come back, we are going to ask Kelly to share with us about her hot air balloon crash. When I saw that, I was like, oh my goodness, we have
in a wild animal park.
And it's scary when they start to go down. People, they flee like ants. I mean, like somebody dropped hot oil in the middle of an ant pile, and they just all take off, because that can be very, very dangerous. And then you had another one. You had what was it? It was the hot air balloon into a wildlife refuge. And then had a near-death experience on her 40th birthday. So we're going to ask her about those as soon as we come back. Don't go away. You are listening or watching Dreaming Healing on Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network, and I'm your host, Kat Kanavos.
What if dreams can diagnose your life? What if we can meet the love of our life in dreams? Join host Kat Kanavos, the #1 internationally best-selling author of Dreams That Can Save Your Life, written with Duke University medical doctor Larry Burke. Dreaming Healing is where we'll explore dreams, research, and interpret dreams from you, the caller. Dreaming Healing shows can be heard every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Why are we here? How can we be happy? Questions asked from millennials to boomers. Crappy to happy. Sacred Stories of Transformational Joy answers them using true stories of grit, grace, and love. James Redfield, author of The Celestine Prophecy, wrote in the foreword, "This book is a seminar about emerging truths and offers grounded solutions through the art of the comeback." Dr. Bernie Siegel, a contributing author, wrote, "Bodies die, but spirits and consciousness survive and recycle." So grab some tissues, open your book, and prepare to cry and laugh till it heals. Crappy to Happy by Reverend Ariel Patricia and Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. Available from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and booksellers worldwide. Darkest hours to brightest moments. Transformation from despair to happiness. And chaos to clarity. Real people, real pain, real healing. Life-threatening illness, death, abusive relationships, divorce, and overcoming addiction are challenges these men and women faced head-on. See how they emerged stronger and happier. Buy the new book, Chaos to Clarity, Sacred Stories of Transformational Change by Reverend Patricia Caginello and Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. Available on sacredstoriespublishing.com and worldwide through Amazon and other retailers.
This is Dreamvision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
So, welcome back to Dreaming Healing on Dreamvision 7 Radio Network. I'm your host, Kat Kanavos, and I have Kelly Sullivan Walden with us today. She's talking about her brand new book, A Crisis is a Terrible Thing to Waste, The Art of Transforming the Tragic into Magic. It's available on Amazon and a lot of other places, any bookstore. Go to your local bookstore. If they don't have it there, ask them to order it, because we need to keep our mom and pop bookstores going. So just before the break, I told you I was going to ask Kelly about her hot air balloon crash. So take it away, Kelly.
Oh, Lord. Okay, so this is one of the stories. My book has got it's got 30 chapters. Each chapter features a crisis. And then there's my Ogle formula at the end for how I transform the tragic into magic. But basically on this trip, I was in Mexico, was taking a group, which I do almost every year, to Teotihuacan, Mexico, to where the pyramids are. It's a sacred, deep, profound healing journey. And on this particular journey, I'd never taken the hot air balloon. I always would see in the morning the hot air balloons flying over the pyramids, think, oh, that's cool. But nope, we've got serious work to do on the ground. But this particular group, they all saw the balloons every day and they're like, can't we go up? Like a bunch of little kids. And I'm like, oh, well, feeling like I was being a mean mommy, like saying, no, we're going to do the spiritual work on the ground, people. But I found out, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? Why not? So I got a couple balloons, and everybody, well, we had a few of them, and people were in their own balloon, and there we are up in the air, and it's awesome. The group I'm in, at some point I noticed that we were drifting far away from the rest, but I didn't think it was any big deal. It didn't seem, I mean, I don't go up in hot air balloons very often, so I don't know what normal is supposed to be. I speak pretty good Spanish. And it was a woman who was conducting it. She was like putting the hot air up, and everything was lovely, and we're just drifting along. And then finally at some point she's on the radio, the walkie-talkie, and she's saying these words that I'd never heard before, like Zuhologio or something like that. And I'm like, gosh, I have no idea what that means. And then she started, what?
Did you say thank you very much?
Thank you very much. Exactly. Mas guacamole, please. Por favor. Anyway, and then all of a sudden, one of the people in my group says, oh my God, is that a zebra? And I'm like, what? And I noticed way off in the distance, that looks like a zebra. And then someone's like, is that a giraffe? I'm like, wait a minute, how is that possible? Out in the middle of nowhere, there's a giraffe and a zebra. And then I notice then there's these caribou, like a bunch, and it's like they have little antlers, is that caribou? What is going on? This is crazy. And then I notice we start going really fast in that direction, and the woman's like, zoologio, zoologio, and she's panicking, and I was like,
And
what?
she's pulling the levers. She's in there with you.
Pulling the levers, doing all this stuff, and with the wind, we must have just got some gale, some whatever it was, and all next thing I know, we are headed straight for the giraffe, and we're headed straight for them, and we're trying to like keep it. We're like, at least it's not lions, and next thing I know, we were all singing lions and tigers and bears, oh my, and we crash, and we literally we're rolling and rolling on the ground. We're all bumping into each other. I get pitched out, and I'm like on my back, and I'm like, what? And I roll over, and I'm climbing my way up to a standing position, and there's the giraffe looking down at me. And so this is like a little aside. I had attended a nonviolent communication course a few years before, and Marshall Rosenberg, who is on the other side now, but he talked about the jackal as being kind of the archetype of violent communication, and the giraffe as being the archetype of nonviolent communication, because they have the biggest heart of any land mammal. So I had this wonderful association with giraffe. I love giraffes. When I was a little kid, I had giraffe in my bedroom. I love giraffe. So I saw this giraffe and literally put my hand to my heart, looked at it, and we're so close, it reaches down and it literally starts sniffing my head. And then I felt its little lips like kiss my forehead. And then it kind of kissed the top of my head, kissed my forehead, and we lock eyes. And I'm like, I'm in love with you. You are so beautiful. And then it walks away, and pretty soon everybody else is trying to get up and stand up and get their phones to capture the moment. But before they could, and it was after the moment, all these voices come running. Stop! Turn off the phone! Turn off the phone! The flashing scares the animals. And we're like, whatever. And then there's the caribou. We're like in the middle of a wild animal park that is like it's a wildlife refuge. So they are like, turn off the phones and everybody be very calm and quiet. Pretty soon, a couple of Jeeps come in to carry us out of there. And as we're heading out, I realized we were only about, I want to say, a quarter of a football field away from the lions. There were lions. There were lions behind this teeny little flimsy gate, like a little fence, a little fence. And there's the lions. Like, we could have just as easily, one little gust of wind to the right, we would have ended up right there with the lions. But instead we got to drive right past them in our Jeep. So zoologio is like a wild animal refuge. I learned that word and I'll never forget that. So how did I ogle that?
Yeah.
The O is for what's offensive. You give yourself, whenever anything goes wrong, as soon as you want to be able to transform any trauma, go let yourself have permission to be in what was scary, what was terrifying. So what was offensive was, oh my God, gravity, like this whole thing that wasn't supposed to happen happened. Like we were supposed to land amid everybody else and have a champagne picnic breakfast. And I don't know where anybody else was. They were nowhere to be seen. This wasn't supposed to happen. Mm-hmm. And by God, we could have been eaten by the lions. I mean, it could have been much worse. I mean, and none of us ended up with any broken bones. It was like a few bruises here and there, a few little cuts, but nothing horrible. So, but what was offensive was that there was a moment of it being terrifying. So then you ask, so the G in the Ogle formula is, what's good about this? What was good is that I got to have this beautiful connection with this beautiful giraffe. And it made me think, because nonviolence was such a important part to me, it made me feel like I need to take nonviolent communication more seriously. And it felt like it was an even deeper imprint to not be a reactivity machine, but to have the heart of this beautiful giraffe. So like in a dream, everybody in the dream is an aspect of ourselves. So I was like, this giraffe is an aspect of me, tall, and it can love and be peaceful no matter what. And it has a higher view. Okay, so the L, the looking glass. How is what fell apart? How is all of this me? So sometimes my best plans fall apart. Sometimes there are natural disasters. Sometimes my nature is, I can plan things, just like my book launch. I have all kinds of ideas, but the truth is there's something larger in charge here. And so what if what's in the looking glass here, what if sometimes I fall apart? It wasn't the woman's fault. Oh, I was blaming her, like she was incompetent. Well, sometimes I'm incompetent. Sometimes I don't mean to hurt anybody. I don't mean to let people down, but sometimes I do without meaning to. So I can see that I'm just like her, just like this. So there's a part of me that is her. And then the E for elevate is, how can I better my situation? I can have a little bit more compassion for the part of me that accidentally does influence other people in a way that isn't great. I let people down. People expect things of me that I'm not able to fulfill. And also I can elevate by literally lifting my gaze and imagining that I am that giraffe and that I can have more compassion for myself and others. So we just want to look for the OGLE, the ogle, in those difficult situations in order to move out of the trauma and into the solution and into the alchemy of it all. So that's that story. Don't you wish you were with me?
So next time you find yourself facing a crisis of the mind, body, or heart, remember ogle, and that you too can transform your life's unexpected tragedies and mishaps into a magical journey of self-exploration, love, and badassery. And that's in her book, Kelly Sullivan Walden's book. Thank you, Kelly, so much for being with us. We're out of time, but we're going to have Kelly back on. So make sure you watch my page and see when I'm going to have her back on again. Okay. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for joining us this evening. And a big thanks to our producer. Tune in next time to Dreaming Healing for more cutting-edge research, live dream interpretations, and stories with radio host and award-winning author Kat O'Keefe Kanavos. Listen every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Time with call-in live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. Remember, everyone dreams, but some dreams save lives. Live your dreams. Find more about Kat at KathleenO'KeefeKanavos.com. That's Kathleen with a K. OKEEFEKANAVOS. Or The Queen of Dreams on Google search.
This is Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.